Okay, so this is the second video in a series where I basically go through all the randomizer dungeons in Skyward Sword and show off all the checks and stuff. This is the Earth Temple, and you might notice that this starts outside the dungeon. This is because there's a glitch I want to show, which you should do like all the time. You want to enter Earth Temple, unless you want to collect 5 key pieces, but that's kind of slow, at least in like current settings. So yeah, you'll notice there's like, door won't open unless you need the 5 key pieces. I've got one of them, but I'll still go into Earth Temple with an interaction of Back in Time. Now, Back in Time could be a very scary glitch, but a lot of it is actually just really easy. This one is like especially scary because there's like a lot of opportunities where you can crash. But just kind of follow my lead and you should be fine. Okay, so continue and reset. I hit the reset button on the console. You can do it in the home menu if you're an emulator, but doing the console is faster. So Back in Time, here we are. So yeah, you notice how we have one blank file. This would be very useful for what we're about to do in like 10 seconds. So run down these steps, right? I'm going to select this file and then we're going to save it. And that will create a cropped file. There's a few ways of doing this. The first one, again, I'm doing it, is saving a blank file. Another way of doing it is to delete a currently existing file and save whilst it's deleting. That will also get a cropped file. But yeah, now we have a cropped file. That's like all that matters. So then we'll enter this house with any file. It doesn't matter. So then we sleep tonight with, again, any file. Doesn't matter. Game, please. There we go, thank you. With any file, it doesn't matter. Like, I selected file 2, so that doesn't even matter. We'll probably wake up with some clothes. But that, again, doesn't matter. Okay, what does matter is how we leave. We have to leave with the crop file. You cannot leave this house with anything else, otherwise the game will crash. Which is why we made the crop file in the first place. So here we are. Okay, so now select file 1 or whatever file you're using, slash this gravestone, and start the file and push it. So you just kind of like the A press to push the thing as well. And if you did everything correctly, if you saw like the cutscene, voila, we have entered the Earth Temple. Because of how RBM works, and that's stuff, I'm not going to get into it, it's confusing, and it's really hard to explain. So, but just know that we did stuff, we removed the door, and boom, we're in the Earth Temple. So if you have mitts, the first check to do is this one right here. I can't remember what this one's called, but it's, you know, it's a chest. Okay. Nice, so you sort of like fall off that for like no reason. Okay, small optimization, line this up please. If you Scout Strike and roll, you'll be able to skip it. Okay, now this one is very interesting. If you have the bow, you can just shoot it there. If you have the beetle, you can also just shoot it there. But if you have none of those, you can do keys eat, which I'll now demonstrate. Where you lure this keys over here, and hopefully it'll. I could have probably gone for that one, but it was. I'm being safe. Yeah. When the key's in the right place, you'll just Scout Strike and hit that. Key seed is very hard, so if you're a beginner and haven't practiced it, I'd strongly recommend you just leave and find beetle or bow. I mean, of course you can practice it, which I'd recommend. But you know, it's not something I'd say you should rely on if you're a new player, because it's fairly hard to get down. So yeah, break this boulder. Also, there's like some Deku seed refills right here, if you have slingshot. So in this dungeon, like do the right side first because it kind of creates like a better route pattern. So yeah. Nice, you know, here's your boy Lead. Nice, yeah, just bomb the bowl, boulder bomb, yes. And yeah, or you can just place it actually, that's all you really need to do if you have bomb back. So if you have bow or slingshot here, you can just skip this cutscene. I'll show you how to do it with a slingshot because it's a little bit more finicky, but you know, there we go, skip the cutscene. And now this fight is fairly straightforward, you just kind of spin attack and get them on the ground, then you can extend blows. descending below. Yeah, this is deep woods mechanic. I mean, finishing below, yeah. And just like that, they're dead. Okay. So this is the bomb bag check. In this case, that's the map. So that's, yep, that's the thing. Yeah. Also, in this game, the map and the compass are the same thing. Put into one item. Also, this check right here is 5 bombs from lead. So yeah, you just leave after getting the bomb bag. Okay, so next I like to do the check up there, behind that boulder. Again, just like create that nice sort of like route arc. Like whatever, it just kind of prevents backtracking through the dungeon doing it this way. Yeah, and also here's a really nice place to get bombs. Like you can get to full bombs like really quickly here, because it's like they're right next to each other and you just kind of have to wait. Okay. I see. Yep. So this is a chest behind Boulder. Okay. So next what I'll do is I'll actually do the, I'll go to that chest. This is the left chest after Boulder section. Which then can be a little bit misleading because there is another larger Boulder section, but it's referring to the initial Boulder section. But either way, this is the chest. Okay, so, then if I'm full clearing it, or just in general, I'd want to do the map chest next, which is behind it. It's like hard locked by bombs, I think. I guess, yeah, it is hard locked by bombs as far as I understand it. Actually, no, it might just be bombs or hook beetle. Yeah, because there like might be bombs nearby. So yeah, locked by bombs or hook beetle. Just put it that way. Okay, so yeah, map chests. Not that hard to get to, but yeah. It's a little bit out of the way, so if you can skip it, it's like kind of good almost. But yeah. Okay, so we've done all of the chests we can do in the main room right now. Now, what the game will want you to do is you want you to do this big boulder section that starts from like blowing up a wall there and goes all the way around there. But we don't want to do that because that's slow, so we're going to do another iteration of Back in Time. So we have the crop file, and we're just going to keep using it. And again, if you are like confused by anything here or you just can't get to where, you can just do the boulder section. There's nothing stopping you. But if you're here like for demonstration purposes, I'll do the Back in Time. So, you know, kill yourself as per usual. And then continue reset. I'll use the home menu this time just to demonstrate that. So yeah, continue, reset, and boom, Back in Time, basically. Okay, so now with this we want to enter the academy. If you have a crop file, you should do this. Now you can like open this menu, but if you don't have the crop file, you can't like go from this screen at all. Or you can just create a crop file. That's another thing you can do. How I showed previously in the video. Yeah, say if you like don't have a crop file, you have to stay on this splash screen. But make sure you also get this prompt and press no. For God's sake, do not press yes. Because if you stay here long enough, then actually I'll enter the crop file. If you stay at that splash screen long enough, it will progress into a cutscene, which will move back in time. But either way, the goal with that is to enter the academy with no team flags. Okay, so now we have Pippit. The RBM basically that we do consists of talking to Pippit, and when we see this kind of blue Pippit text here, start the file and complete text box, and that will set this correct scene flag, which will allow us to progress further into the dungeon. So damage down by these guys. When we're at like one heart. Roll into here, or not roll apparently. And this cutscene will happen, which will kind of verify that these should be up. And then kill yourself to reload the area, and then boom, they'll be up. And again, if all that like mumbo jumbo confuses you, there's nothing stopping you from doing the Boulder section. Okay. So now we've done it this way. Well, there's still one more check we have to get. Which is like the Zalfos check that's like guarded by him or like whatever. That's like the rough name. I don't remember the name exactly, but it's something along those lines. Let's get this check right here. Boss key. So these like they're now these slopes which aren't that hard to get up. Just run and go in here. Wait, run up again. With the second one, the game wants you to kind of go through there and up there and kind of break that with the bomb. We can get around with stutter sprinting. So first, just run up it normally. Wait for these to drop and stand in this very specific position right here. And then you're going to kind of gently mash the A button, like this. This might take a few tries to get, so you can just do the intended way, which isn't that hard and fairly straightforward. Also, this cutscene is here to replace your stamina, so don't just kind of roll and there's no cutscene. Okay, so there's like one more mandatory check we have to get in this dungeon, which is the boss key itself, which basically kind of allows us to enter the boss room. So this is a mandatory check in Earth Temple, if you want to complete it. Because then like that starts this boulder rolling section. And we got the whip, so we do be the Indiana Jones, Also, there's a save statue here, so if you're not great at this fight, you can just save. And just like the Skyview boss key, this boss key is fairly straightforward. Just kind of turn like that, and then boom. One thing to mention, if you're doing Boneless Skull era, I'd highly recommend you save, because it's very easy to soft lock. I mean, I guess you wouldn't soft lock because you can just die, but you can still lose a lot of time. So, as I have bombs, I'll just be doing regular Skull era. But yeah, Boneless Skull era is definitely scary. It's something you can do to skip the bombs requirement of Earth Temple. Assuming you do like all the glitches I've done. But yeah, it's pretty hard. And as the Skull era is a damage based boss, the strat changes depending on what sword you have. And honestly, I don't even know what the Master Sword strat is. Like I just look at the strat doc, which I might leave in like the description of this so you can learn for yourself. And also I'll probably make a video on Boneless Skull era. Eventually, maybe. But this is like just about Earth Temple in general, so I'm not going to show that off here. And again, if you're watching this like a new player, I wowould not recommend you go for Boneless Skull era because it's incredibly difficult. You might think because there's like bombs at the top, it's not that hard, but the bombs don't roll all the way down, and that's like where the trouble really begins. So with the bombs, this fight is very easy. Just kind of throw a bomb in mouth and just shoot. Just slash I. And again, he's damage based, so with Master Sword, this is a very quick fight. There's a strat here on Hero Mode where you can Scourge Strike his eye right about now. And then it's like fairly precise and only works in some situations. I think it depends on his damage. on like how much damage you've done to him, although I'm not quite sure. But yeah, there's that strat you can do, which is like small optimizations. And that's Boulder, basically. Okay, there's the Hard Container. Also brake sliding, why not? This is like one of the only spots in the run where brake sliding like that makes sense to do in RCA. Of course, if you're a new player to this, I would not recommend you brake slide because it's fairly difficult. It's a difficult strat. Because it basically consists of holding ESS down, and ESS on a controller is kind of dumb. Okay, so unlike Skyview, there is no Goddess Cube here, so just shoot this with a Scout Strike, and then that is Earth Temple, basically.